So I've already read these. I'm gonna summarize the patch notes for people. That way, I can turn it into a video to also just get it covered. It's probably best that they released this patch notes individually from the new killer coming out tomorrow, because I feel like if they released it all at once, it would have been overlooked because everyone would be focused on the new killer and they wouldn't like really care about this, because this stuff is really huge. Like this is very important information. This is killer buffs that we've been asking for a long time. And one of the funniest things is they buffed the pig, but they also nerfed the pig too, which was pretty funny. So for pig, they made it so your dash is 15% longer, and the ambush successful attack cooldown is on par with what a normal attack would be. So it's 2.7 seconds now, and they decreased the missed attack cooldown to 1.5 seconds. So they made like the brown and yellow add-on base kit. To adjust that though, they also nerfed those add-ons. Increase the crouch movement speed to 3.8 meters per second. I would like to see this just be flat 4 meters per second so they can be the same movement speed as survivors, because you don't want to lose distance just using your stealth ability. They did decrease the time taken to crouch though, so maybe that will be nice. So the nerf is she can't see her jigsaw boxes anymore. So this will heavily nerf the playstyle of making them scream to interrupt the boxes. And they increased the timer on the bear trap to 3 minutes. So they made it 30 seconds longer, which is absolutely insane of a nerf. Like, survivors will most likely not even worry about doing the, like, with that short of a timer, survivors will probably just greed the gens even more and they'll pop more gens, and that's kind of frustrating to her slowdown. Uh, I guess that's happening to Pig. Her ambush, I don't know if this will make it more viable. I don't know. This could probably be buffed to just 3 seconds. If you buff this to 3 seconds, then she could probably do something with it. Hag. So they increased the teleport distance to 48 meters. It was 40, and they made it so you basically set traps a tiny bit faster. They also increased the duration that it is enabled when it's triggered to 6 seconds. And the time taken to wipe away is now 4 seconds. So it's going to be harder for survivors to wipe it away. The reason Hag dropped down from, she used to be A to S tier, but then she dropped down to B tier because survivors could have base kit wiping away her traps. They used to only be able to use flashlights, which you could counter with Franklin's, but you can't do that anymore. You can't use Franklin's demise because they can just wipe it away base kit now. However, they did a suggestion. I made this suggestion about 3 months ago in the forums, or not 3 months ago. It was like 2 months ago. And they have these add-ons that increase the range, the trigger range for her traps, which is counterproductive because survivors want to trigger the edge of the trap and then run away. That way they don't have to suffer the 4 second wipe away animation. They just want to trigger it at the edge, so when you teleport and you try to swing, they're too far away to hit them. So what they did is they decreased the range to 2.7 meters, so that way the survivors can't just trigger it from outside the range. They have to get really close to the trap to trigger it, which will make it so they can't just really easily get rid of your traps. And now they also inverted all the add-ons. This is the exact change that I suggested in the forums. I said, instead of increasing the trigger range, I said these add-ons that increase the range, since they're all seen as being F tier because of what they do, I said they should be reversed. And they did that exactly in the PTB, which I'm super happy about. So I don't know if my comment had anything to do with that, but they definitely listened to somebody. Increased Clown's bottles. Wait, increased speed boost to 6, right? Okay, so the speed bottles, or everyone calls them the yellow bottles, they increase your speed boost for an extra second longer, so that's pretty nice. And they decrease the activation cooldown to 2 seconds, which is even better because sometimes it takes a while for you to get the speed boost after throwing the yellow bottle. It might take some adjustment for people who are used to the 2.5 seconds, but we'll see. They also increased his base bottle carrying capacity to 6, which is really good, because before you would literally just try to set up like two pinks and a yellow and you'd already be out of all your bottles just in like one tile. Now you can actually use your yellow and pink bottles in chase. This change is a lot better in my opinion, because having 2 bottle types and still only having 4 bottles was miserable. Like, you should be able to have 6 bottles. So this change is great. This was basically a purple add-on, now it's base kit, so I'm hoping this will buff Clown. My worry is they didn't change Pinky Finger, so if it decreases your bottle count by 3 with Pinky Finger, you're still gonna have 3 bottles base kit, which is gonna be nutty. I might make a suggestion to rework Pinky Finger altogether, because there's a much better version of it that it could have, where you reload your bottles instantly upon hitting someone. So like the pink is if you hit them directly and then hit them with a basic attack, instead of exposing them, it reloads your bottles. I think that would be a much better pink add-on because it would be really strong, but it wouldn't be exposed level strong, you know? Now for Doctor, they also did something that everyone's been asking for. They gave him an extra 1.3 meters on his range. Everyone was like he could just have an extra meter. They gave him an extra 1.3 meters, and they made Discipline base kit, which was the other change I was hoping they would do in the PTB. I said at least like 20% base kit Discipline add-ons, and they made exactly 20% base kit Discipline, which is really nice. Demo is a small buff. They just made it so his shred attack cooldown, whether breaking a pallet or hitting a survivor, it's 2.7, so it's on par with other attack cooldowns. And to basically deal with this, they have nerfed Barb's glasses and the Black Heart add-ons. So this will be pretty nice. With the Black Heart, you'll actually be able to your shred attack cooldown will be faster than hitting them with the basic attack, which is gonna be pretty funny. For Huntress, this is the one that people are complaining about. They gave her 7 by default, hatchets by default, and they increased her movement speed by 0.5 meter per second. So she's going to be able to move around faster, and they increased her wind-up speed by 10%. Now, their reasoning behind this was indoor maps, because Huntress is, you just struggle so much on indoor maps, because you can't do your sniping anymore. So the increased movement speed is really nice for the indoor maps if you're rounding a lot of corners, because you literally would have to be in like a straight hallway to hit someone going down hatchet sometimes. So this will help with that. I don't think she need the increased base hatchet capacity. I think this change is nice for indoor maps. This is nice, I think, too. I think this is probably the most problematic part. Being able to have 10 hatchets now with add-ons is insane to me. 10 hatchet Huntress is insane. We wanted to fine-tune a Blight add-on. Yeah, so they buffed the Compound 33 back to 3 because basically you could use the add-on to reduce a rush and then just not be able to use this add-on because you'd only rush once and then you'd bounce and go into fatigue, and so you couldn't even attack. So this makes sense. Probably the most controversial one of this change is they're making Sloppy, or just specifically the Mangled status effect. Now it only lasts 60 to 90 seconds, which is insane because you can wait out the Sloppy effect and then heal after that. I'm hoping it's 90 seconds. I feel like 60 is way too short of a duration. I'd say even like 100 seconds. I don't really like 60 seconds being there because that's like the equivalent of some add-ons. So I think 90 should be more likely where it should be around. Now the Bloodweb improvement, this basically will make it so as long as you prestige anybody one time, you'll be able to use the auto Bloodweb feature on any other character's first Bloodweb. So the new killer and the new survivor coming out, you'll be able to use the auto Bloodweb right away. You won't have to prestige them first. As long as you've had someone else prestige in the past, and I already have like a few P100s, so that clearly won't affect me. So that'll be nice for leveling them up when they come out and in the PTB. But that's all for today. They wanted to release this separately because I feel like a lot of these changes are big and important. For 6 killer buffs is insane, plus Blight's add-on change. This would be overlooked because everyone would be excited about the new killer. So it's important that they added all of this before tomorrow.